Really good example of using the groin attack when you have no other options.
Biting. Great. Biting. Let's bite everybody. Ben Sabir. No. Biting, there are times when the biting actually can be very useful, but here's the problem. The type of people that are likely to attack, not always, but there's a chance if you get someone that's living on the street and they have a mental issue and they attack you, they will probably have so many microbes on their skin. I mean, their skin's going to be really, really non-hygienic, let's put it that way. Not to mention what's in their blood. Who knows, right? I mean, that's just a fact, right? Nothing against anybody that's living out there on the street. But the fact is, imagine, would you want to put your teeth into somebody like that? Because there's some people that go, oh, I just bite. Biting gets me out of everything. Right? Well, you know what? Again, back to that situation that happened in Hawaii, the 2 brown belts. After the eye gouge trade, and the reason I asked him is because he came in, it was the next day, he came in for training, and his face was a mess. It was just, oh, you've seen stuff like that, right? Just a mess. I'm like, what happened? So he told me about the fight, told me about the eye gouges. The next thing that happened is the guy reached up and started biting him on the face too. And I said, well, what did you do? He said, I just shoved him away. He didn't bite back, but he just shoved him away and just kept going. It wasn't like he bit him, like he ran away. He just moved him, which would have given a little bit of space for something, and then went back to fighting. So we want to defend against the bite. That's the primary reason, in my eyes, the primary reason for working with bites in there is so that we actually get used to defending against it. I've had a lot of police officers, I mean, you can tell us, this is a longtime police officer, besides being an Army Ranger and a Green Beret who served our country. He's been at NYPD for a long time, head of the tactical training unit. Has any police officer ever been bitten in New York City?
Almost all the time.
Almost all the time, right? And so it's positioning that's going to keep you from being bitten. But how do you ingrain that in yourself? You don't get in a street fight and all of a sudden think, oh yeah, let's see, I have to make sure I'm positioning. Well, if you only train the sport only, then you're probably going to get bit. And then go, oh, right, I need to change my position. So for example, say mount position. Man, I'm safe to grapple situation, mount position. Okay? Now just so you know, if it's in between safe and dangerous, you're out on the street, you don't see anybody around, but there may be people coming in your mount position, you got to be very careful because he could pull me down, right? And come in here, and now he's got me. I have him, but he's got me too, and this is where he can bite, right? He can start biting here, and then this is a big mess, right? So this is why I suggest, when I'm doing sport, jiu-jitsu, to keep a good mount position, making sure I'm hooked underneath with my heels. So if he elevators me up, I'm still stuck to him, right? Everybody understand that. If my heels are out, he can put his hands on my hip, and then, oh, geez, Israel can just toss me across the room. That was awesome. Okay? If I put my hips under, or my heels under when he does that same thing, I remain attached to him, so I don't go flying right there. That's one thing. But we tend to keep good base. We'll put our hands out here, right? But this is where he can bite me. And that's, you don't want to get bit and then respond to it. Much better to do it ahead of time. So if you can, this is your position. You come up. Notice how I'm also moving off to the side. If we rotate here, I come up and I move to the side because if he bucks me this way, it's easier for me to kind of stop. If he goes the other way, I actually have some pressure that makes it hard for him to buck me the other way. It's a little more difficult. And then you can hit from here. But grabbing the wrists right away, that makes it where I'm far from the bite. And if he goes to grab me in the groin or hit me, somebody like that, you have some control there as well. Because you don't want people grabbing your groin. This is not good. So that is one idea. So you keep distance. So the first concept is just keeping distance from the bite, and you'll be fine. Okay. Second one, right here, is we're going to keep distance, but we're also, again, going to control posture. Like say I'm side control. If I go here, he's going to bite me in the neck or something, right? I go, okay, well, I'm cross face right here. If I stay flat here, he can still reach up and grab my, yeah. So if I cross face, I want to switch so my neck isn't close to him. He might get a little piece of my shoulder in there. It's possible, but it's not going to be a full-on bite. So this is very important to understand. If you're going to go cross face, you have to do it in a way that you keep your neck far from him. He can't bite my shoulder easily. He might, like I said, might get a little piece, but it's not going to be terrible. But when I put my head down in here like this, I clasp my hands together. Yeah, he can. Can you imagine how bad that is? Okay, so we're going to go at a reverse kesa right here. Now, if I want to do regular kesa, I'm going to go for the underhook, right, to keep him from going to my back. I'm going to switch here. And now, how do I keep him from sitting up and biting me now? What do you think? Let's see, can he reach up and sit? Oh, there it is again. That's terrible. Gee whiz. So we go back to that throat grab. When he starts to come up, we just keep that hand in the throat right here, right? We have good positioning, good jiu-jitsu position. Notice the contact, my rib is contacting his near rib to me. That's where the pressure is right now. As soon as I put the pressure straight down like this, he's just going to roll me over. Right? It's like, whoa, yeah, or roll the other direction, this way.
Oh, really? Yeah. Take it?
Yeah, just like that. Because, see, he's not used to having somebody put their weight on. Like, what is that thing? Right? But it's down here, that's where we want to be, real low and pushing in here so I'm not putting my weight on top of him. You know, just a general rule in principle in jiu-jitsu, if you put your weight on top of somebody, now they can control you because they have your balance. When you're on the bottom, you want to sweep somebody, you want to get underneath their center of gravity so you take their balance. So we make sure when we're on top, see, my weight is on the ground here. For him to roll me that way, like, yeah, it's not happening, right? If I put my weight here, yes. But I'm going to sit down here and you just put that, there you go. Okay? And then you can do what you have to do, you know, and try to make them stop. Okay. Another